Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Grimlock. And I gotta tell ya, I love this guy to friggin' bits. I mean, for the love of God, it's Grimlock. What's there not to love about this guy? Well, there are a couple of things, but it's Grimlock, so yeah. You know what I mean. He is the badass leader of the Dinobots. He's a cool guy all on his own. And he comes with a shite figure. I.e. this thing. The wheelie. No real articulation other than getting him into this pose, or as the lazy eyebrow does it, has the bastard dab. There. You can have a dabbing. You can have it dabbing. That is it. Ball joints on the thighs and the ab crunch, which is fascinating. So you do get like a wee bit of, articulation here. There's a small little port here, so you can have him perched on, the side of the dyno, which is kind of cute. And then a ball joint at the head. And that is it until we get into dyno mode. So, actually, before we throw him off, here he is next to Daniel. So you can see the two. And they have been thrown. Now let's get on to the meat of this figure. Of the Grimlock himself. And my God, is he just... He is all kinds of beautiful and badass and beefy and burly. And I love him. So we will start off, not at his crotch, but at that wonderful Grimlock head, done in very nice black plastic. And then you have blue for the visor here. Now, one thing, I do kind of like it when Grim's visor is red rather than blue. I know there is a upgrade kit where you can get a replacement visor piece so that his visor is actually blue and not red. Or sorry, is red, not blue. But on the other hand, I've gotten used to the blue now. So yeah. Another thing, I kind of wish I know it wasn't a part of the original, G1 series, but I kind of liked with the comics, and I can't believe I'm bringing this up, the Hasbro, or not the Hasbro, the Energon Grimlock figure had, where inside of the faceplate, you just had a couple of rows of like really sharp teeth, just as like that added bit of menace to it. But I mean, other than that, well, again, it just small design flares. Here on the chest, you just have wonderful painted gold here for the chest plate, and very dark smoky plastic with the Autobot logo molded in and painted red. Behind that very dark and smoky plastic, I'm actually... One of the biggest things was I was terrified that you guys wouldn't be able to see the logo. I'm glad that it is showing up on my crappy phone camera. So, thank Primus for that. And I love the little vent detailing going throughout. Like, this guy has so much amazing detail in just in the plastic molding itself. I love it. Going down, as you can see, with his big old clompers, you get the multicolored go, stop, and I guess blue can be yield lights going on his shins here. Very nice, very bulky calves. This man does not skip leg day. He skips thigh day. He has skipped thigh day, however, he does not skip leg day. So this man can run. The back here, as you can see, you just have the standard Grimlock Dino Kibble, which, quite honestly, is just a staple at this point. I honestly feel like if a Dinobot didn't have at least some small semblance of that Dino Kibble, like just at least a head on the back, someone's gonna riot somehow. just because it is now a staple of his character. Something that the G1 toy did because of Kibble. I was about to say Gribble. Kibble is now just a staple of the character. And I love that. I love how even basic, just full-on chest pieces are now just called his wings. Making it seem like he actually is... like, he has, like, some small semblance of flight. Aside from, you know, opening up the dino mouth. And because there's a small port in here that is 5mm compatible, and look, I brought in a blast effect. Can't believe I did that. I remembered this time. Huzzah. Can stick it in. And oh, hey, look, he has a jetpack that make him go foosh. Me, Grimlock, go foosh. Wee. Who need swoop? Me, Grimlocks, fly. Sorry. I wanted to because me Space Ace think him Grimlock funny. But yeah, I love this guy so much. I just like I love him. He's great, and his Dinobot is like even better when we get it. I'll go into it a wee bit more when I get into it. But for articulation, head is on a ball joint, so you get a full range of movement. You can actually get him to look down a wee bit. It's a little awkward because it looks like he's just reaching right into his chest. He can also kind of look up, but you're exposing a gap there. So, you know, for stop motion enthusiasts, maybe get the angles just a little bit. Maybe just have his maybe just have it go like that. That way he still looks like he's looking up, but you're not getting that ugly gaping there. Wings are on two full joints. There's a joint here and then a joint here, so you can get a little bit of play with how you want the wings kind of positioned. Again, it's mainly just for transformation so that you get the roundabout kind of dino assemblage, and that's just one problem with mine. The connection for the chest plate's a little wonky, but that's it. You get a wonderful articulation on these on these shoulders here. So you can get a Suck It Magnus, Suck It Prime, Suck It Megatron, Suck It everybody who isn't him Grimlock. You get full 360 rotation here at the shoulder as well as a wonderful bicep. And over 90 degrees of bend here at the elbow, which is awesome. And if you want, you can even break his arm. Mainly due to transformation. You have a really cool kind of gimmick here. And I think it's amazing how they did that. You get a waist swivel, which is awesome. Legs can go out that far. Back that far. And 90 degrees of bend at the knee. You get full, wonderful waist, so the man can do the splits. More flexible than me, and he's heavier than me. Goddamn. And you get a wonderful ankle pivot with, again, that awesome molding to make it look like the foot has pistons pushing out the foot. So it looks great. It doesn't quite look as nice from the back, but from the front, it works. It works wonderfully. And yeah, he is an amazing, amazing figure. I'm so happy I was able to grab him. Here we go. And so here we have him with the second of the Dinobots that was released. Good old Slug, or here, as we say here in Canada, or at least some people in Canada, Slag, because he's cool. And I mean, it's Grimlock. He is a T-Rex. So, yeah. I guess we kind of have to have him next to Megatron here. Yes. OG badass. Sorry. You know what? No, I can't even pull a Men in Black because you cannot call Grimlock old and busted. Kind of. The Dino mode is old school. And we'll get to that in a moment. But again, I love this guy so much. And actually, before we get into transformation, something I did forget to mention is both of the claws are also movable, so you can have it like he's going in for a punch, and he's using these as like knuckle dusters, or you can just transform the entire hand around, and the man just has claws, so you can stab into someone, and that's just really cool. Come on, there we go. And you know, he also comes with his double-barreled blaster. It's cool. It's a Grimlock gun. Honestly, I very much like it. And I can definitely see where they took inspiration for G2 Optimus Prime's gun, because it looks very similar. And yeah. So, let's get down to the transformation, shall we? Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do when it comes to transforming Grimlock is flip in the fists. Then you want to lock in the elbows, like so. So there's a little clip here that will just clip right into the arm. So that just kind of clips in, just like so. And then you want to... Well, then you just want to open up the calves here. Just kind of bring out the tail bits. Bring out the tail bits. Like so and like so. And then you want to bring out, basically fold down his entire chest plate, flip down the head, and then put his arms down like so. Connect the legs together, and flip down the feet. And then you want to rotate. So there are two joints. There's this knee joint here and this hinge joint here. You want to move the legs at the hinge joint. That way you have enough clearance to move everything into its proper place, like so. And then you just grab the two tail pieces and just flip them in. So, and like so, creating that big bulky tail that Grim is known to have. You just connect everything together, like so. Clippy clippy. There we go. And for the final bits, you take the wings, bring them around to form the big dino chest, move down the adorable little T-Rex arms, flip up the head, bring it down properly. And here you have Godzilla. Good thing I brought in Kiryu. Kiryu, attack. No? What do you mean that's a 90s, or sorry, an 80s era Godzilla, Tyrannosaurus Rex? Fascinating. Thank you, Kiryu. You sit down. Good, Kiryu. Yeah, this is, for all the youngins out there, this is what what scientists used to think that the Tyrannosaurus Rex looked like. Somewhat. There's a wee bit of artistic merit here. Obviously, the tail isn't that big. The back section isn't hollow. Pretty sure the arms weren't that large. Pretty sure they were still pretty tiny. But yeah, they did kind of think that they were somewhat like this. Now again, you can actually get him into a much proper T-Rex pose, like so and like so. And he balances out pretty well. However, because of the style of the head and everything, again, artist interpretation. Not exactly what they thought, but it's pretty close. So, you know, he looks a little bit more like a raptor, not as much like a T-Rex. And then you just have, you know, Grim here wanting to stomp around Tokyo like a giant big clown. I can't believe I actually made that reference. If you got that, congratulations, you grew up in the early 2000s. Woo! But yeah, so now we can bring in Dabby over here. And we can move one leg out and put this little... There's a little hole right here. You can put it into this little bolt right here. A little peg. There it is. And we can... This will work, right? Come on. Okay, fine. I guess it won't work. We'll do it on the other side. Exact same connection and everything. Connect it in. Water it up. And boom. Wheelie is now riding Grimlock. Ta-da. And, yeah, looks good. But as the Lazy Eyebrow said, he looks like he's riding it majestically on this side. Where the rest of the time, the man looks like he's scrambling and hoping to God he doesn't fall off. Which is why I prefer to have, when I have Wheelie kind of riding him, and it's the Studio Series version, not this abomination, I have him riding here at the back. Because the gapping here at the feet makes it a little bit more sensible that he would, you know, be a little bit more comfortable and be a lot safer right there. You know, it just kind of works a little bit better, in my opinion. So yeah, there's that. And now, let us... Actually, we'll get down to a little bit of articulation. Now, I have shown off a wee bit of it. Legs can still do the full 360 and go all the way out because they are the shoulder joints. You also get a backwards knee here, thanks to amazing transformation. So the man can kick. Now, something that I did kind of notice, and I haven't brought it up right now, mine's a little chunky. This side is ratcheted. As you can see, there's obvious indentations. You can kind of hear it. You can hear those. This side, it doesn't have it. It doesn't really matter to me because I have him mainly posed in robot mode. And even when I do have him in Dino mode, his legs are fully up. And I have him in Godzilla mode because... this is just how I love my, Dino Grimlock, because I just imagine him having his snout resting on my arm console, asking me to tell him old war stories. With adorable giant blue puppy dog eyes, because that is what this Grimlock do. But you also get wonderful jaw movement, to which, again... take a blast effect piece, and you have that wonderful, wonderful blast there. So it looks like he is truly shooting fire. And because that is a 5mm port, if you have, what was it? Really anything that can fit that. You can give him, you could be evil, give him a minigun. Like an assault rifle in his mouth. That'd be terrifying. Really just anything that really requires a 5mm port. It's ball jointed here at the arm shoulders. This one is a little bit, once again, chunky, to use an Aussie term for it. And this arm's a little gimp. This one is the right amount of tight and loose at the same time. So you do get decent articulation. You do get some good emotes. I will admit, again, I know I brought up the upgrade kit earlier. Another reason, a reason why I was thinking about it is, again, get different arms for it, because unfortunately you can't really move the fingers. It would be cool if you could move the fingers, but you know what? This is good enough, honestly. And I really don't care about the front teeth being missing. Like, so what? He doesn't have teeth. It's Grimlock. The man's got more than enough chompers and stompers and itty bitty cutters. But enough stalling. Let's get him paired with the other big chunky boy, Slug. And yeah, these Dinobots look great together. And you can also, if you have the Quintesson come in, and if you have like a Quintesson judge or something, you can recreate the scene where they argue about beryllium bologna or cesium salami. I quite honestly am going for beryllium bologna. I like bologna. Not much of a salami fan. I know that's heresy, but I prefer my bologna. Thank you. Now, let's get on to something a little bit more interesting. Yes. And here we have him paired up against what really is, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, old and busted, new hotness. You can see, again, the toys themselves. I can't believe I'm saying this again. Old and busted, new hotness. Mainly because the simplicity of his transformation outbeats this fiddly mess of a figure. I love Beast Wars Megs to death. I do. I honestly do. But you can't beat something as simple as folding down the feet, quite literally flipping the chest up and bringing these all to the back just to create a cohesive dino. But yeah, no, I love both of these, and you can, like I said, you can get a decent Grimlock out of it. So you can get, if you have a T-Rex, I think it's T-Rex. Yeah, there's T-Rex, and then there's Tyrannicon? Was that her name? The Tyrannosaurus that came in the Jurassic Park 2-pack. So you can have like 3 different versions of, quite honestly, one of the best representations of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And just use T-Rex as like, or not T-Rex, Tyrannicon as just a properly scanned Dinobot or Grimlock Tyranno mode for what he turned into in IDW. Oh, and another thing, you can also just make it so that he does have double jointed knees, so that way he looks a little bit bigger and a little bit meaner. And yeah, so there's that. And that is it for... actually, one last thing. Before we go, you can put the blaster and peg it into the back. There are 2 small pegs right here and right here. I know that's terrible. Right here and right here. And there are 2 peg holes right here and... Damn it. Right here and right here, where you just peg it in like so, and now you have a T-Rex holding a gun. It would have been cool to see him actually, hold it in his hands, because that'd be terrifying. But this is what we got, and I gotta say, I love Grimlock even more now. He is my favorite Dinobot, favorite character to play as when I still had Fall of Cybertron. Just favorite character in the 86 movie, even though he was just comic relief. And honestly, he's turning into one of my favorite characters in the IDW comics. But yeah, that's basically it for Transformers. Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Grimlock. Have a good rest of your day, night, or whenever I see you next. And I'll see you later. Goodbye, everyone.